What's up, Reps? I'm back with part 5. I'm sorry it took so long. I tried to record it earlier. Of course, your will keep coming in my office every 5 minutes. Oh, can I have a snack? Riley told me get out. Eli showing off because she won. She crawling all around, knocking my phone down, knocking my ring light off, just cutting up. And then of course it's Riley. Ma, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. They keep coming in my room. But anyways, so earlier I actually did a video, but I didn't like how it came out because I had to keep stopping and I kept getting interrupted. So at first I was just going to read the comments, but I'll do that at the end of the video because it kind of messes up everything I want to talk about. So this video is about Emmy's final days and the day she died. All right, so let's see where I started. So I told y'all Emmy came home, and before she came home, I had to learn how to do her trach care, like change her trach care, trach ties, make sure she have on clean trach ties, make sure it's the right size, make sure I put on her powder and everything, clean the hole where the trach go, and make sure, it's not, moist and stuff. I had to clean her stoma because she had an ostomy also. Change out the ostomy bag. Learn how to do her feedings. Learn how to administer her medicine. Had to learn the different settings on a vent. And sometimes she required oxygen and sometimes she didn't. So I had to learn that. I had to pay attention to the vents and know like, oh, she might need oxygen. By her having a brain injury, her temp was up and down, so she'll get really cold. So I had got a heating pad, and I would like lay like blankets and stuff on top of the heating pad, and just to, get her temperature under control. Also, so yeah, that was about it. Oh, and I also had to learn how to bag her. So if in case of emergency something go wrong with her ventilator, I'll know how to bag her. So she came home her first night. I was super nervous because it's like, now I don't have I'm not at the hospital. I could just run to the nurse's station or call the nurse's station or tell them to call the doctor, tell them to call the neurologist. It's just me. At the first night, it's just me until my friend came and stayed for like weeks at a time. Her dad wasn't there as much. He kind of came like late at night, which was like no help. But anyways, so I remember being home alone with her, and I was holding her, and I noticed like her trach was like kind of hanging. So I panicked. So I was going through my papers looking for the number I had, the 24-hour number I had to call in case they had, because her trach had fell out. So her trach fell out. I'm bagging her until I can get her trach back in. So the lady like telling me, just calm down, you can do it. I'm like, when I learned this with another person. I did it with another person. We did it on the dummy, of course. But so now I'm panicking. The lady just calmed me down. I woosah, talked me through it, and I was able to put her trach back in, get her trach ties tighter, and I did it. I felt like my heart was in my behind. All right, so that was one day. And then just like the days would pass, my friend Josh came over. Josh would sleep in Emmy's room on her floor and just like monitor her all night. Put on all type of Disney movies for her just so I can like go take a bath, because like y'all think it takes a village to raise regular kids. I'm not saying my baby wasn't regular, but she's sickly. Just imagine, my normal healthy kids drive me crazy. So her being sickly, I was just like all over the place. Like I can't, like, there's no such thing as sitting in the tub taking a relaxing bath for like an hour like I like to do and just keep running the hot water. I have to get in, get out, wash the most important parts, and get on out of here. But when he came, I taught him everything, like how to do everything. He also like spent the last 2 days in the hospital with me, so I was able to teach him things. But of course, I didn't feel all the way, because I felt like even with me, we not doctors or whatever, but he just gave me a little peace of mind being there. And I used to just like, he wasn't working, pop him off. He didn't ask for the money, but I just felt like it was the right thing to do. You could be anywhere. You're here with me and my sickly baby, even though it is COVID, but you could go you could go lay up with your trade or something. Like, you could go, you know, but you here with me and I just appreciate you. So that's how I show my appreciation. I'm going to either buy you something, I'm going to give you money, but I'm going to give you money because you're not working and it's like you're helping me or whatever. So I'm just popping him off or whatever. And he's really doing it from the heart. But he'll be in her room. He making her all type of little toys because my friend is actually over. He got his own dance team called the Blazing Cheetahs. Like, so it was like, oh, she gonna be, we in here doing practice or whatever. He'll get up early, give her meds, get her stuff ready so I could give her a bath. He just was like a big help. And if I needed to just run across the street to the store or run to Walgreens, it just felt so good. Like me just being in my car or just be gone for those 10 minutes just to be able to have a sense of normalcy, like just to get a peace of mind. Like, even if it's 5 minutes, it's enough for me. So, I can recall, fast forward all that, the day Emmy passed. When I looked at her, her eyes were real glossy. And I just felt like something looked, you know, something don't look right about, like, you know, something don't look right. So I went to Googling her, anoxic brain injury, glossy eyes. You know, Google would tell you your nerves just bad. So I just kept like watching her. I went to my cousin's house with Emmy because she wanted to, you know, see her. I went over there. I laid her in the bed, plugged up her ventilator and stuff. Because at first, I'll tell y'all this, I never felt comfortable going outside with her. But now it's like, it's been weeks and I got the hang of it. I feel like I'm a pro. I feel like I'm a respiratory therapist. I feel like I'm a neurologist. I feel like I'm a, you know, nurse practitioner. I feel like all these things or whatever. Now I'm a pro. I could go out, you know, I'm comfortable with going outside with her. So I went outside. They had a DJ like on the corner from my cousin's house. So we just, Emmy's inside and we standing on the corner. When I go inside the house, I look at my baby and I'm like, my baby, she's not breathing, you know? Even though like the machine like used to breathe for her, but she could breathe over the machine, like something different. She don't have no pulse. My baby, like, she just cold, she just stiff. And like, you know, she had an injury, but like she'll move her eyes, she'll move her head, like, you know, she'll do things and it's like she not doing this. And I'm like, my baby dead. And my cousin's saying, no, no, don't say that. And I'm just like, they crying hysterically. And I'm just like this. My baby gone. Like, I call the police. I call her dad. He rushed her, wrecked his car. We standing outside. The paramedics finally arrived. The X was wrong, you know. I'm like, well, she had an anoxic, you know, she have an anoxic brain injury. She have the trach, she have this, you know. They see all these things now. So they just working on her. They working trying to get her post back in the ambulance for like 30 to 40 minutes strong. I knock on the door and I'm just like, don't worry about it. You know, she gone. She tired. And I told my baby, if she ever was tired, I will understand. Like, I didn't want my baby to suffer. At first, like, I felt like I was being selfish because I just wanted her here. I wanted her here with me. Like, I felt like that's what she was supposed to be with me. But also, I felt like I could deal with, like, a little bit. If she was born a sick child, then I know, like, I would have been prepared for it. But it's like, for her to be born healthy and then it's happened to her, I wasn't prepared for that. So it just was a lot on me, but I understood because I felt like I don't want her to just be here and just be like a vegetable. I didn't want her to be a vegetable. I wanted her to be able to be the normal person. She was the normal child, healthy child that she was born. I just felt like that would have like hurt me to know my baby probably would have never ever been 100%, and she probably would have never ever been able to do what my other kids did. So I told them like, she gone, because I know she gone. It don't make no sense to just keep trying to get a post back. She's gone. So we went to university, and actually the picture that's on the thumbnail, that's the picture that I took. Her dad took that picture of me giving her a kiss, and I told her I love her. I told her I'm a miss her. I told her I'm hurt. I'm just being honest. Emmy, I'm hurt. You messed me up. I wasn't ready. I was not ready to say goodbye to my baby, but at this time I'm still like, I think I dropped a tear, but I didn't cry because I'm numb. It's not hurt, like it ain't really hit me yet. So her dad still like kind of just like not saying nothing, not showing no emotion. We walk out, our family and friends are out there. They like, what's phone read? I said, she gone. My cousin, she just started crying hysterically. And I'm just like, no. And I started crying because she making me cry. Just like, y'all supposed to be very strong for me, but now y'all out here crying. So now it's making me cry. So I can remember all us meeting up uptown. And I'm just, everybody talking, but they just like right there in my face. Like, you all right? You know, whatever. And I'm sitting on the car and I'm just looking into space because it's like, I actually could feel the world just spinning. Like, it's just like, I could feel like the air, like I could just feel everything. Like, it's like, damn, like, I don't know. This really happened. Like, my baby really gone. So I can remember us walking to Souls because I wanted some crawfish. Walk back and I'm like, man, I'm going all out for my baby. I want everybody to wear pink. I want y'all to go to Rags and Stitches. So I call Rags and Stitches. I know a number by heart, 504, whatever. Hit up. Look, my baby just passed. I need you to do us some outfits when he could come. She like, tomorrow, like 9. I told everybody, 9. I told everybody I wanted them to wear pink for the funeral. When I went home, her dad was there. He was in her room and he was just crying. His like, and it's like I'm still numb. But like now he crying, and I never really seen him cry like this. I seen him cry like that. My first time was January 7th when when I found out unresponsive. He cried like that, but he just like really crying, and I never seen him crying, and I don't have the words, and I don't know what to tell him. So I just like gave him his space. I got in the tub. I went to sleep. I woke up early because I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned all night. What happened? I woke up and I'm like, I'm going to make funeral arrangements. I'm like, you coming? He didn't get up. He was just laid in the bed, sleep. So I went. I don't know who was with me, but somebody was with me. But I'm like, whoever with me, they don't know nothing about funeral arrangements either. I don't know about funeral arrangements, so I called B Dazzle. If you know B Dazzle, she know about all this. She done been to 1,000 funerals. She know how to whatever. She like, oh, I'm about to go to a professional for do something for Roxy. Roxy was my friend, my old hairstylist. Used to do my hair. Roxy had died too, and that was a lot. So if y'all ever listen to my song called 2020, it was Arthur. My friend Arthur died like May 4th. Then Roxy died. Roxy was found. Roxy drowned in Alabama in the river with her boyfriend. Then Emmy. So it was COVID. I had said I lost 3 people in 1 month, and I ain't losing to no virus. I lost Roxy at the beach, and I lost Arthur to the violence. And Emmy, with my fault, I'm guessing it was God's timing. I feel like it was funerals like back to back, and it just was like, it ain't make sense. And it's like, I know one thing is promised to us, and that's death. So I know we all gonna go one day, But I'm never, like, it's just crazy. I'm never knowing, like, Roxy, the mermaid who really know how to swim, gonna die by drowning. So, anyways, bedazzled, like, I'm going there. So I went there. I actually made Emmy's funeral higher than what it's supposed to be. I wanted the clear casket. I wanted the best for my daughter. I wanted to send her out like a princess. I couldn't do as much because it was COVID. Because y'all gotta know, if I was able to, she probably would have had 3 services like Aretha Franklin. Just so I could just keep saying my baby. Not for the media, not, you know, just because I was like never ready to let go. But so I did that. I couldn't swipe my card because it was too much, so I had to go to my bank and get a cashier's check. Bought that back. That was down. Now I have to find a church. At the time, I'm not going to church. I don't really belong to a church. I didn't been to church before, but I was, you know, a backslider or whatever. So I guess my baby dad's mom is calling me, and she's like, mind you, my mom never called me. Not the day she died, not the next day. She never called me. She told me she's my mom. I was supposed to call her and tell her. Like, I don't gotta build things on. Like, why not just call me? Or why not just come to my house and just be there for me? Why I gotta call you? I ain't call, you know, I called her dad and that was it. I ain't about to be, you know, whatever, like the word traveled like that. That's another story. But so what's next? I think his mom reached out to me. She was like, we have a church, and it was the Fisher Church. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So I'm communicating with Big Chew's, Big Chew, he's like a big brother to me. His friend have a hall in Jefferson Parish. Now y'all know, like, Jefferson Parish was more lenient. During COVID, all things like was really, really strict. So I ain't really want to go way to Marrero, but I'm like, if y'all F with me, y'all gonna come wherever it's gonna be at. So I went there. It just so happened while the lady is giving me the tour of the hall, the pastor Pastor Brown, who is over the Fisher Community Church, that's his church, he's there. So I'm like, oh well. She like, oh, that's Pastor Brown, because I never knew who Pastor Brown was. It says that actually this Pastor Brown, that's crazy. Pastor Brown is right there, who's gonna do your daughter's funeral. So I'm like, oh, I might as well go speak and introduce myself. So I'm like, oh, hi, Pastor Brown. You know, I'm Rihanna, the mother of the infant. Her grandmother inquired about you during her funeral, and he was like, oh, all right. He just was so dry and nasty with me. Y'all might be like, oh, he's this and that, but I'm telling you, and I'm not gonna lie on nobody, he was very, very nasty with me, and it was just like, it was just horrible. I was like, I wanted to tell you like a few things about my baby, because yeah, she was only 5 months, because the next day should have been 6 months, but it was like a lot of things that she liked, and it's like he wasn't trying to hit it. So I'm like he just rubbed me wrong or whatever. So I think my baby daddy with me too. So I'm like, man, no, indeed, no, he not preaching over my baby. So I call his mama, or whenever she called back, she like, I'm like, I feel like he was rude. He wasn't trying to get to know nothing about Emmy. I don't, you know, would I be able to find my own pastor to be in his church? She like, oh no, because that man just tired of people he feel like people using him for his church or whatever. And I'm just like, well, I'll even pay him to have it there. So all type of stuff was being said from his mom and from other people. It was super, super weird, because it was like, everybody got all these opinions. And then she wanted me to have the hall at the baby repast at somebody hall that I guess she was conversing with at the time. A man she conversed with, and I just felt like, you her grandmother and you converse with this man and I gotta pay for it. If I gotta pay for this, I might as well have it. Well, I'm having it. And there was all type of stipulations and all that. No, I'm gonna find somebody. So come to find out, I couldn't find a pastor, because I was reaching out to the man who did my dad's funeral, but he didn't have that church anymore, and he had moved to like either Michigan, Minnesota, Massachusetts, one of them M's. I'm not sure, I don't remember. But he was like, if I find a church, then he'll come do it. So some kind of way I couldn't find a church. So I'm like, nah, I'm just forced to go with Pastor Brown. So 2 days before the funeral, the mama called and said, oh, Pastor Brown said y'all y'all can't do the funeral there because y'all gonna, and I don't remember the exact words, but it was just it just blew me. Y'all can't do the funeral there because they say y'all gonna be cursing in the church and some stuff she went made up or whatever. So I'm just like, all right. My feelings just like so hurt because like it's 2 days before my daughter's funeral. So I think I'm on the phone with Chew. I called Chew. I'm like, Chew, I need a church for my baby. And like they really got some good people in this world. He like, man, let me call you back. My cousin got a church. He called his cousin. His cousin got a church and he's a pastor also. He called his cousin. His cousin called me. He like, you know what's going on, Rita? What you need? I say, well, my daughter died. Her funeral, I was trying to do her funeral on Friday. The last pastor just canceled on me or whatever. He was like, you don't have to say no more. It's done. Let me know what you want to do, whatever. I'm like, how much? He was like, nothing. And I'm like, how much? He's like, nothing. I'm like, I'm still going to give you something. So I still gave him $500 because he didn't have to do that for me. That man was so nice to me. And even after her funeral, he reached out. He sent me stuff. He texted me. I changed my number so much. But this man texted me like when everybody else was like moving on with their life and going on with their life, this man was still texting me, checking on me. So trying to see. Boom. The funeral come. Everybody there. Nice service. Rockabee song. Iceland song. Oh, also Burnell. He texted me and told me last minute that he couldn't do it because what he said. He couldn't do it because he wasn't gonna be able to do it or whatever. And it's like I understood that, but that blew me. Like that's just so unprofessional. That just blew me. So now I'm looking for like I said, I'm looking for singers last minute. Hit up Rockabee. Got my girl Iceland. I want to pay her. She ain't want no money or whatever. She sung Tiffany Evans, I'll Be There. Rockabee sung I Need You Now, and I forgot the other song. Beautiful, beautiful service. Everything went good. I actually held up good. I didn't cry. Riley said his poem. Everything we second line. We cut up for Emmy. Went to the repast. We cut up. I got so drunk. I passed out. Oh, I think I told y'all. When I first had Emmy, I got on birth control. I got on birth control. That was December 1st, 2019. I got my birth control. The first day she was born. So the shot, I was gonna be due to get my shot back in March. I didn't get my shot because of course now my baby's in the hospital and I'm not worrying about having sex. Cause y'all believe. So I wasn't bleeding. I didn't tell y'all, like the day she died, I started bleeding bad. People always say like your baby daddy did all that and you had another baby with him or whatever. I needed Eli. Like I needed Eli. I was so desperate to where I ain't even care if Eli was for the homeless man under the bridge. I needed her. So I just felt like, fuck, why not just get another? I didn't care. I was trying to get pregnant. Couldn't get pregnant. Body was messed up. I reached out to Audubon Fertility. I was gonna pay $17,000 for gender selection. I had a consultation. Like I was trying to get the baby. Like I needed her. I was so depressed. But anyways, it's just like, all right, so after the funeral, I got so drunk. I went home and it was just like, damn. It's like, what do I do now? My baby daddy doing whatever he was doing. And a lot of time he kind of like, we kind of like start hanging out, doing stuff together because he just knew I was messed up. He messed up, so let's be messed up together. Let's go to the casino. Let's go do this. Let's go do something. And we both just like trying to be there for each other. started playing cards a lot, like just gambling, losing my money bad. Would be sitting there, people like just losing my money and wouldn't even care because I just didn't want to be in the house. I'm getting my makeup done every single day, putting on clothes every single day, getting my hair done every day. And it's because I don't know how to curly, so I get it done. But if I need a curl, I'm going to pay to get a curl. I'm going to pay to get a touch up. I just need my hair done, And it's like, when you look good, you feel good. But I still didn't feel good. I still felt numb. I remember the very next day, Nick had a party. I went to the party. And like I said, everybody laughing but me. Everybody having fun. And not saying the party was boring. The party, dog, she had a nice party. It's just that I felt like, Rihanna, you don't belong here. Go inside. Go lay down. I just didn't want to be inside. Emmy wasn't inside. Kanisha had a pink party. Beautiful party. Had fun. I went there. I'm dancing. But that's just my poker face. I'm dancing. Then I just left because I'm just forcing myself to be here. And I just went and got in the car. And I just cried. Everything I was invited to, I was going to. But I wouldn't stay the whole time because it's like, I'm not there. Like, I just lost the whole baby. But I didn't break down until December 1st, 2020. I went crazy. I locked myself in a room. I cried all day. I didn't understand. I'm like, my baby is really gone. Like today is really her first birthday, her golden birthday, and she isn't here. She not here. She not here for me to give her this big party that I was going to give her with the hearse and carriage. Even now, like behind my house, I'm like, she was supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be, she was supposed to be here. I struggled with Riley. I said my other kids wouldn't, It was just like super hard, but I'm about to answer these questions that I said I was going to answer. And like I said, don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, turn the notification bell on, and whatever y'all feel like I missed, just leave it in the comments. Also, my mama was black. She like, you don't want no pink to no funeral. And I wanted everybody to wear pink. Like, it's my baby funeral, your granddaughter. I said, you're not gonna do it for me. And I'm about to answer these questions in the YouTube.
Plain and simple. Your business needs skill in QuickBooks. Here are
I'm sorry, I'm on my computer. Trying to so I can see everything. Not only did you lose your baby girl, you lost her in the time when you were freshly postpartum. Definitely hard. Oh, you're very strong. Tell us how it was to set up the walk for her. How did you and Riley feel during the time Emmy was in the hospital? The walk was super easy to set up. I reached out to Audubon Park. Paid for the pavilion. Reached out to Sweet Wine. He took care of the shirts and everything. He made a site, and we just went half with that. That the walk was for to raise money for Emmy to get the treatments, because it was gonna be $10,000 a treatment, and it was gonna help like some type of stuff. It was gonna help. I forgot what it was called. help her brain cells or whatever. But when that didn't happen, I donated the money. And Euro was one, so he didn't really know. He just like, oh, Emmy, I love Emmy. And Riley just felt like God was going to fix her. I remember him saying that. Oh, God going to fix Emmy, huh, man? He was 6 at the time. He was 6 when Emmy died. Somebody said, do I think my baby daddy was like messing with all them different females because he was grieving? I feel like that's him, period. But I feel like, yeah, he's just doing anything or whatever. And at the time, I just felt like, what you needed those females for when I feel like I feel exactly how you feel. I could have been there for you. But people deal with their grief differently. So very sorry you went through this. Have you ever asked your mom why she wasn't there more than the time? My mom's so biggity, and like I said, I don't really want. She's nice to everybody, but she just like horrible to me. I don't know why, but she was like, everybody was there because they on Section 8. They only there because, and I'm like, nobody not on Section 8. You don't gotta like my aunt, for example. She owned a house. She owned a daycare. And like I say, my aunt, who I really, really love, I met, like, she's not blood related, but she's my uncle wife. But I love her because she's been genuine from the beginning. She loved my kids. She loved me. She ain't miss a beat. She actually helped me set up the walk. She's always there. You're going to always see her at all my kids' parties. She's going to be the first one there. She's going to be serving. She going to, whatever. Like, her and Euro sort of tight like this because Euro was with her while Emmy was in the hospital. And Riley was with his dad. But anyways, what I was saying that to say, like, this lady owned a daycare. Like, she have a daycare. She got to be with around 30 children all day. And they got to come, don't have to come, but come to the hospital every single day. She probably came 4 times a week, 4 times during the weekdays. But she, she coming on the weekend also. She bringing me some food. You hungry? You ate? I'm about to come up there. Like, she just felt like, oh, my mama felt like, oh, I'm work. I mean, but I'm your daughter, your only child. Like, and you're not there for me. But she just felt like, oh, she had a life. But I know who ain't miss a beat. Her grandfather. Her dad's dad ain't miss a beat. If she was in there for 87 days, he only missed 3 days. And every time he came, he did a 12-hour shift. And every time he felt like I was in there too much, it was like, Reedy, go take a bath. Go take a walk. Go get you a sense of normalcy. Go get you a drink. Go take a ride. Whatever you want to do. I got her. Anything happen, I'm going to tell you. My grandfather was there every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Just watching her. Waking me up. I'm finally probably just dozed off. Every morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. My support system, Kanisha, was there every day. Well, I'm in TJ Maxx getting her outfit so we could dress her. Her nurse, everything. Alyssa, painting her nails. Like, everybody was there for me but my mom. Can you talk about when your mom came home? How was the transition? How was your relationship? When she came home, she was getting herself together. I thought it was about to be like, my mom was kind of like a dude in jail. You know, when a dude in jail, they be telling you all these lies. That was her. I'm going to get home. I'm going to take care of you and my grandbaby. I'm going to spoil y'all. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, whatever. And you come home and it's nothing like what you say. You barely deal with me. Euro actually just said yesterday, and it crushed me. He said, Mom, I won't go by Emmy. I won't die. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't tell him anything. I called his dad, and I let his dad talk to him. His dad talked to him. I don't know what he told him, but it's like he my baby just made 4. And it's like he be saying some things. But and that was the hardest thing. He always like, probably now he don't talk about her as much, but probably if we got 7 days in a week, probably 4 days a week or 5 days a week, Euro gonna bring up Emmy name. Like, and the other day when I made the post when my baby said, I was ironing. But I had unplugged the iron, and Eli was trying to like get the iron while I was taking the iron. She didn't touch it, but he was like, "No, Eli, you can't burn yourself. You gonna get dyed. Get dyed." That's what he said. You gonna get dyed like Emmy. I don't want no more sisters. I don't want no more sisters to die. I don't want no new sister. And I'm just like, that was deep. My baby had so many words. He don't want to go through that again. I love you now. You know, I was crazy over Emmy. I still love Emmy, but now I'm attached to you. I don't want another sister. I don't want anything to happen to you. And that just was like, Lord, this baby. Before he made 4, he's still 3. Like, dang, he really said some stuff. My question is, when her father kissed her, did he notice anything wrong? He didn't. He didn't. Do you think his emotional distance was because he felt guilty for some reason? Do you think he blamed himself? No. You know it wasn't his fault. But then I think, I don't know, I'm going to ask him. He don't really like talk about stuff like that. But I do remember him saying, dang, I could have, man, I could have, you know, it's just like, he didn't know. He just thinks she was sleeping. He didn't know. I don't know. I would have to ask him that. Fuck, he ain't blame her. He blame me. You know how I be when something happen, it just be the blame game. I ain't never blame him. He blame me. Did you tell your mom how you felt about her absence? No. And then every time he did, like, he'll tell me, he'll blame me on some fuss and shit. And it wasn't nobody's fault. Like, she stopped breathing. What I was supposed to sit there and watch my baby sleep. As mothers, we get, like, we clean, we cook, we do everything while the babies are laying down. Shower, whatever. But he apologized, but I told him he had to stop doing me that because he was like beating me down. Like that'll really hurt my feelings. Knowing what you know now, would you have kept her living for as long as you did, or would you have pulled the plug when they said it in January? I definitely would have kept her living because I felt like she was improving. Emmy died because of her heart. She had like, I asked her nurse because she had a nurse that came twice a week, and she was like, if Emmy was to ever pass, it would be because of her heart. Her being, you know, unresponsive so long, it's just like, it's only so much her little heart could take. So it's like, I felt like to be honest, I know she never was going to be 100%, but I was willing to work with her. We was just preparing to do her speech therapy, her physical therapy, her occupational therapy. Like, I wouldn't have pulled the plug. I wanted her to just go on her own, like she went. She also have the victim standpoint, which is hindering. Nothing is hindering me because I feel better when I talk about it. And like I said, y'all can't, I don't know, not knocking what you majoring in and what you studying. You studying in psychology and sociology. This real life, like, that's why I said I wouldn't go to a grief counselor. I'd rather talk to somebody who could relate. That's what make me feel better. Other mothers who feel like I feel. I don't want to talk to nobody who learned about this in school. Because like when COVID just hit, y'all, the doctors wasn't taught COVID in school. So all that, you ain't talking about that. My relationship is okay with my baby's dad. My video had cut off But me and my baby dad's relationship right now is good. Me and my mom, we still don't talk. She didn't come to Eli's party. She didn't come to Euro's party. She didn't text and say happy birthday to them. She didn't do any of that. And it used to bother me, but it don't bother me anymore. I'm going to stop the video right here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and leave whatever questions you got in my comments. Thank you.